Hello, everybody. It is me, Everbuzzkatoozy, and today we are here talking about the anime Isekai Cheat Magician. Now, I can just already tell this is just the equivalent of like a generic Isekai anime that's a part of like any type of season during each year of anime that come out. And like so far, we don't see the cheat magician things, except we do see it sort of at the beginning of the episode. They do this in every single generic series. Like I remember this being like a series from like last year, I think, or maybe the year before that, or like any year that a series like this comes out where they show they show the future. They show the future of some great big battle. I've seen this like in any other series, like literally. If any of you have seen series like this and have watched it anyways, even if it was bad or good, you can just tell that this rhythm that's going on with these series are just exactly the same. So we saw a future, them in the future with their powers, and them during a battle of a war with two nations fighting off against each other. And we saw like every single main character that there could be ever be, and then like totally just nonsense. Then one thing that I saw is that during like him getting sent to the world, you saw him, what was his name? His name is Taichi, and you saw the girl named Rin, the red haired girl, and they're like they appear in the world and they're like walking around, and then they see like a dark unicorn horse, and then the guy's just like, "Hey, Rin, you should walk away because I want to be a man. I want to protect you and fight off against him." So he runs at him, taunting him, calling him bad names and stuff like that. He grabs a rock, he throws the rock, and then the animation is just like it's just the horse going nay, and then it's just like, oh, it didn't work. So what type of animation is that? They didn't even show the rock hitting the horse, like not even it just tapping him. Let's just see the horse, just like a still frame of the horse just neighing the rock away. And then we'll go back to him just being like, "Oh, it didn't work." Like, what type of like still frame animation is this? And then out of nowhere, an adventurer comes out of nowhere. It's totally just like coincidental. Just an adventurer comes in, slashes the horse's throat, and I stopped at 9 minutes, so I haven't seen him defeat it, of course. So he's probably is going to end up defeating it. So one thing I can say about the opening song is that they definitely took inspiration from a lot of other of these isekai series, especially the more popular ones that get really great followings. Is that you could tell from the opening song that that's like the what was it techno remix songs that they have that we have in any popular series, like the ReZeros, the Tanya the Evils, the Overlords. You could just tell that they took inspiration with that with this anime's opening song. You could just tell from that opening song they took huge information from it. At least the opening song was cool. Like the visuals and stuff like that were cool. I think that the song worked for it. This is definitely one of those shows where I have to like watch it from like the first three episodes or so on, because right now it's just just generic, and I need to see where this series goes to see if anything is different. I hope that it's not one of the series where like the opening song is like fire, but then the series is shit. But we saw how at the beginning it showed like him and the girl getting summoned here, but it was just supposed to be the guy. But since the guy got summoned with the summoning circle, because we saw like in like a dark room, we saw like a princess type of girl, and then like a hidden cloak or just like a girl, and then we saw like a knight protecting her, and then she's like creating like a giant like circle that you would see in like something like Full Metal Alchemist, and then she tries to summon like Taichi, but she wants to just summon just him, but instead the girl, because the girl was on the summoning circle as Taichi was on it, they both got summoned to the world. But instead of them getting summoned, I guess because like there was like an assassin guy with like a mask that came out of nowhere and killed the knight, and then after that was gonna kill the girl and stop her from summoning it, I guess, because like she wanted to have, I guess, extra help, and then the assassin didn't want to have extra help. So then the assassin goes to kill her, but then the knight apparently didn't die and just came out of nowhere and then just stabbed the assassin right in the stomach with a giant sword, and then the assassin falls over, and then the girl just yells, and then the magic circle activates anyways, even though that didn't get activated properly. And no wonder, because like Taichi and the girl didn't even summon in the room that the girl was in. Instead, they got summoned really far away in a far away place in like a random field. So I guess that makes sense. But so far, for the first 9 minutes of this episode, I think that it was okay, and I'm gonna see what happens in the middle half. But yeah, I'll be back in a few seconds to review the rest of this. Okay, I am back, and I just realized that it's kind of cool seeing how there's two people getting sent to the world and there's two people actually working together, because like if like I don't know if the episode two of this is gonna be like this, but for like another series like Arifureta, if Arifureta started somewhat like this, then it would make a lot more sense. Because as you see, they both get transported. They're both from the same school. They're both students. They get transported to this to the world, and they're trying to work together, and they're in this world, and they're trying to like bear things, and they want to do things together in order to do things right because they both promised each other. And like if Ari Ferretta started like this, I don't know if they're gonna do it in the second episode, probably not. But if it started like this, then it would make a lot more sense to like the view of what a character getting sent alone, either than like them getting sent with like a partner or a few or like a lot. Because this is sort of like a smaller degree to like what a Digimon series would be. Like instead of being like 6 to 7 kids, now it's just 2 kids. And I like it how they're apart, how they're gonna work together now after they made that promise. So then we saw the party. We saw the bald guy having like a archer dude and like a mage girl. They like saved Rin and Rin and Taichi, and then they decided to Taichi asked them if they could like take them to like a town nearby, so then they did. And then during the night, Taichi tried to make up with Rin because apparently Rin was angry, and she was angry because he tried to kill himself with the horse. So then she's pissed off at him because of that, and then he ended up just promising her that he wouldn't do it again, and then he would like stick together with her forever, and that they're gonna try to survive this world together. So I like it how they made up by fist bumping. That's kind of cool how they're making up with fist bumping, because fist bumping is like the best thing ever. It's like the coolest like handshake type of move that anybody could do. Other than that, we saw how after they started working together, after they got to town with the other adventurers, the adventurers gave them some money, and then after apparently Taichi and Rin decided that they want to be adventurers, which I guess is what people would do if they got sent to another world. Like instead of just getting like some mundane job, only a boring person would do that, I guess, or people who want to survive would do that. But I guess like they just decided we'll be adventurers. But like so far, I'm really wondering how they're gonna know that they have abilities, because I can see, because of the starting of this episode, I can see Taichi having abilities, but I wonder what is gonna happen to Rin, because we saw her doing stuff at the beginning. I wonder how she's gonna like end up with something, whether it's sword abilities or I forgot exactly what happened at the beginning. So who knows what she has, because I have a scatterbrain right now. So that's what happened in between the 9 and 16 minute mark. So yeah, I'll be back to review the last bit. So, but it's getting a little bit more interesting. But I'm really just waiting for a little bit more going on, just more you know what I mean. There's more of that interesting aspect to pull me in a little bit more. Because right now I'm just interested, but not so much yet. So yeah, I'll be back in a few seconds to review the ending of this episode. So I just watched the ending of this episode, and then we saw them go to the Adventuring Guild, and we saw them getting their apparently the only way to get registered in this isekai world is to have magical energy within you. So they need to do a magical test where they put their hand over an orb thing. It's always an orb thing. So then Rin does it, and then like nothing happens for like a while, and then of course like after they do this in series to build up suspense. So and then she ends up like the receptionist lady ends up seeing her magical powers, and we see 5 orbs, 5 different colored orbs. So I guess like she sees the powers from seeing the ending song, and also seeing like remembering a little bit of the opening parts of this episode. We saw that Rin had a magical staff, but then the main character didn't, and then we saw how apparently I'm going to assume that the main character and Rin both really powerful when in terms of magic, but I'm going to assume that even though that Rin is really powerful, that like Taichi, the main character, is just like a little bit more powerful than her, because apparently his, I guess, numbers are a little bit higher than Rin's maybe, because like Rin got worried because like after that they both like when Taichi like touched the orb, it just broke in half, and that just reminds me of like any character that does that. Like usually when a high level character like touches those things, they just end up getting destroyed, and then people just end up being worried, saying, "Is it defective?" So then after that, like the guild leader comes out, and the guild leader is like a dwarven guy or like something like that, and then says like, "I can't make you become adventurers. You need to like see someone. You need to see someone with a higher level detection device." And they end up seeing the girl from the beginning of the episode, the one that was called, what was it, the Falling Leaves girl, the girl in the black dress that was wearing like a very midriff type of dress. And then we see her, you see the elf girl also from like the start of the episode, like escort the two main characters to her house. They open up the door, and then we see the black haired girl. What was her name? Limia. She's just in lingerie. She's just in lingerie. They open up the door, and she's just in lingerie. And I'm just like, dude, seriously, what? That's we've seen introductions like this before, where nothing like this. She's just wearing lingerie straight up, and then she ends up like having them do a new aptitude test by giving them like these plate things that she created, and then we see them like do it, and apparently they can't read the language that they have, but them when they focus on the language of this world, then they can understand it, and then that's the same way as when they're talking to people, because they realize that they can just talk to people in this world randomly. In most other isekai series, they have a thing where like like a character cast magic on the main character or his friends, then they end up just being able to just translate not just their language but any language. We saw that a little bit in Shield Hero, where towards the ending of the series, Raphtalia ended up getting her language translated for another person. After that, we see that Lumia ends up seeing their magical power and just like, I need to make you two my apprentices with how powerful you two are. And so then they end up just going, huh? And then the episode ends. Then we saw right before the end of the episode where we saw one of the masked dudes talking to like a mysterious figure, and then he says that the summoning was successful, and then saying how, and then like the mysterious guy says the lost ones, and I'm going to either assume that we saw like him with a broken leaf, and we saw that the leaf, I got mixed up with the person that summoned him mixed together with the person that is a leaf. Now it's either the leaf is a person or a god in this world that summoned them here, and we saw that he had a broken leaf, so I'm going to assume that this mysterious person is like another summoned person, or maybe he's like someone that knows about it, or maybe he was someone that knows the leaf girl, that the leaf that can talk like a girl. I'm assuming maybe it's a godlike thing because most of these Isekai series or reincarnated series have like the god element sometimes, where like sort of like in the smartphone anime where the god summons them. And then the ending song in this episode was pretty good too, just them showing like the perspective from Rin's point of view, the girl's point of view, which was pretty cute. And yeah, this episode was pretty okay, pretty good. It's has a good kind of good start until we see what happens in the second episode. I saw the rating for this on my anime list, and it got like a 6, closer to a 5, maybe like it's like an in between 5 and 7. And I was like, ooh, I wonder what people think about this series. Maybe it's like a mix between what people think. But yeah, like I said, pretty good. If you enjoyed my thoughts, my opinions on this episode, leave a like. If you didn't enjoy this, what's leave a dislike. And yeah, I might review this. I might review episode 2 of this. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next review of this or any other videos that I might do. And yeah, see you guys later. Bye.